A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this session, I'm going to be talking about the karmic and mother or sister SIL, MIL plus karmic joining hands, joining a group, making a gang against the DM. Okay. So now this is usually mirrored in the feminine's life by the other narcissistic who gang up against her. So when they all gang up against her, how she copes up with it and how she gets out of this situation, doing proper inner work, doing therapy. In some cases, those who obviously can get therapy, can manage to get therapy. Or else, as I keep saying, that sometimes in many cases, the twin flame journey may look slow, but it is all predestined. So even the inner work that you do, the downloads you receive, the channelings you get, and most importantly, the right type of therapy you get, it is also orchestrated by the universe if you have the right amount of faith. Because see, every day is unpredictable, and there comes a point, when you're very active in the mission work and you're also very active in your inner work, and your daily your only purpose is to be integrated with the source and live your life as it comes. For personal sessions and for therapy, you can write to me at the sunamoon@gmail.com, and kindly do not share your twin flame journey in advance with me. You can write to me once you are very sure, okay? Because everything is mentioned in the description box in a very detailed manner. And rest, you guys can see there are so many videos here, so much content here. Only when you're sure that yes, I do want to work with this person, then you can get into a session with me or into a therapy with me. Other than that, I am very, very happy that you guys are doing this wonderful work. There are some bad days and there are bad moments, but that's all right, because that will only uplift you. All the people who create problems for you in your life are actually unknowingly helping you out to become a better person. You might face it. Fear is a different thing. You might face it unknowingly also. Certain problems will be thrown at you. Some challenges will be thrown at you. And you will sometimes also think that what is happening? Because there was a time during the dark night of the soul, everything was on a standstill. Or everything was very slow. Like 15 days you're inside your room, 20 days, 2 months, 3 months have gone by, 4, 5 months have gone by, you're not stepping out. Some people say, oh, this happened in lockdown, that happened in lockdown. But for those who are in the twin flame journey, they have already done it without any pandemic or without any lockdown. Some of them, many of them have been inside their homes or been stationed at one place for a long, long time. So they already know. They have lived like the hermit, and they have done it many times in some cases also. So whatever situation was at the DF side, say both of them got separated, okay, the masculine and feminine, I'm talking about genuine lovers, okay. I'm not talking about those who were just pretending to be in love or just doing time pass with each other. Say that they are genuinely in love with each other, but both of them have too many issues, too many wounds to deal with, to take care of. So somebody or the other will create a problem. Somebody or the other will say that, this person is not suitable, that person is not suitable for you for this reason. Like your feminine, they would tell the masculine that this girl is not suitable for you. Actually, in the dynamic, only one person is the authentic, pure, either starseed twin flame, monad twin flame, or even twin flame. There is no label, but I'm saying that there are different types of twin flames also. Some people think that only one type of twin flame is there. No, there are various types. There are light workers, there are monads, and there are some specific twin flames who are here to show the light or the path to other twin flames also. Their life is never going to be easy. Obviously, they will have to be literally a warrior, one of the ultimate warriors kind of people. So, my dear friends, this information that is being given to you, my intention is to provide correct information, authentic information or information that can help people in some way or the other. Of course, we cannot please everyone. It's not possible to do that. But we try to be authentic. The word authentic is very important in this journey. Some people define it in some other way. Some people define it in their own way and experience, as per their own experience. But authenticity actually means that you are just being yourself. You are being real. And if you are being real and natural, you don't have to do so much drama around, because you're already natural and you accept yourself. So authenticity without acceptance is not possible. And for the masculine and for the feminine, the polarized masculine and feminine especially, they have to accept who they are, because this is the war, this is the fight, this is the actual problem, that they are not able to accept who they are. And once they do, that this is who I am, this is my natural self, then nothing can come in their way, nothing can stop them. But then the spiritual warfare is going on any which way, So now these two people who have already done so much inner work before they met each other, because this whole idea, of having a divine counterpart, it actually comes to a person in the minds when they have tried everything out and they get tired of it and they feel that, I just want to settle with one person. I am done. Technically, everybody wants to do that. If you look at the karmic relationships also, all the karmic marriages also, they also want to just settle down with someone, okay, for the rest of their life, while they can do whatever other things they want to do. But in case of the twin flames, they only want true love. They say that I will not marry someone, or I will not engage with someone, I will not date someone until and unless, this person, or I will not sexually involve with someone until and unless the other person is in love with me, is in real love with me. So how do you know somebody loves you? You can only know that when you know what love is, when you can feel that love within you. And then any other relationship around you, be it marriage, be it family, be it work, be it love, anything will not really matter to you. You will only see everyone as your mirror, okay? So now what is happening is that the DM basically is mirroring whatever the DF went through or witnessed, or the reason behind their separation. Because see, everyone needs to know the truth. If a man tells the twin flame divine feminine that you are not fit to be with me, you are not a good woman, you are a bad woman, this is what my mother is telling me, or my mother is telling me that if I marry you, I will be really depressed and my life will be very bad and I will not be a happy person because of the way you are. Okay? And obviously this breaks her heart. This breaks her heart into many pieces, because she was in love with someone, she gave him time, she gave him many years, and after going through all this, after somehow the runner-chaser dynamic is also going on, and then you obviously see the red flags from the very beginning, and you know that you are not the culprit, someone else is the culprit. You try to tell the masculine that I understand that she is your mother and she is your sister, but they are not really acting like a mother and sister right now, or anybody else involved in the family members, So usually for the masculine, it is the mother and the feminine, the sister and the mother energies that are difficult. And usually for the feminine, it is the men they date, the men they love, they are the ones who act difficult. So somehow it is all connected, So when they are done with all the men and all the relationship, and one huge separation or one very bad relationship takes them to that space, when they decide that now I am not going to do it. Sometimes divorce also takes them to that point. Sometimes more than one divorce also, like one divorce happened and they did not learn the lesson. In some cases, divorce is not happening, but the relationships are very serious. It all depends on your culture also, because certain people have children without marriages also. And everything is possible on this planet. Whereas we say that something is a very, it's orthodox or it's this or that, but in some culture it could be very much acceptable, So after going through these series of relationships, or after going through one really long-term difficult relationship, finally the feminine says, enough is enough. I don't want to do it. Okay, I just want to work on myself. And while she's working on herself, she realizes that this narcissism or this unworthiness is actually not coming from outside. It's not coming from him or his family. It's coming from my side only. It's coming from my side of generational curses, my side of ancestral curses, my side of bloodline, my side of lineage. I need to do something about it. Okay. But at the same time, she also understands that she was innocent. She was not bad. She was not a horrible person. She was projected on, and she was basically treated very badly by the same people, who were saying she's not good, something is wrong with her. So the truth has to be told. The truth has to be revealed. As soon as she starts realizing her truth, on his side also, he starts realizing his truth. Whether what steps he takes is a different thing. He might just, contact her and apologize to her. He might just be in so much stress. He might just say that, you were never a bad person. You never treated me badly. And it has happened. Personally also, I have witnessed this. They contacted me after a long time, but they contacted me or they got back to me when I was really not thinking about it at all. Or I had already moved on. But when they contacted me, they told me that you were a really nice girlfriend, you were the really nice partner I had who was so good to me. You never treated me badly. You always took care of me. And now in this life I have, or after my divorce or after my relationship or anything, of course, this is going to happen to people who have more than one exes. So they can have a plethora of, experiences, people coming back, many people coming back, or even someone who rejected you like 4 years back, walks up to you and tells you that I'm so sorry that I rejected you. It was my mistake. Can you accept me back again? Can you take me back again in your life? Because back then I was the one who was immature, and now after going through certain situations in my life, I realized that I not only treated you badly, but I owe you an apology. And they might even ask you to, accept them in their life. But now it's up to you what you want to do. Maybe you have moved on a lot. Maybe you've done inner work to a level that you don't want to just accept people just like that. Or you feel that, you're not ready for something. You are more into mission work. And after you get integrated with the source, at least I would say something shifts. I won't say 100% source integration is something that we tell you, or we can calculate in some way that how much of source integration has happened. Source integration starts happening automatically when you start surrendering. And when you do proper, full on, hardcore, deep level surrender, when you actually act like a refugee, you're a refugee in front of God, that I'm refugee, accept me. I cannot do this anymore. I cannot do this. I am like incapable. I am such an incapable person. What am I supposed to do? You could be in a war zone. You could be in a spiritual warfare, and in front of you there could be 100 demons or 100 people who are being manipulated or hypnotized by demonic forces. So they come to attack you, and you will win. You will win. And how do you do that? You don't do that. You just take refuge in source, and then source will do whatever has to be done. So here what I can see, and these visions are very vivid and very real sometimes. So this masculine, basically he left the twin flame, and I keep saying this, I'm doing some kind of work on it so that this information can become widespread, at least in the community, because as it is, there are not so many twin flames all over the world. There are very few people who find access to this, few in comparison to the 8 billion people, because 8 billion is a huge number, and in that 8 billion, if you have even 1% of it are twin flames and they need this information, it's more than enough, because these people are very powerful. They can create a huge amount of balance in the planet. And I'll repeat myself here, I keep saying this, but I'll repeat it again. Some of these downloads came to me just few months back only, like download was there, but the right time to share it. The twin flames don't come on the planet Earth all the time. They only come when the materialistic age, the Kalyug, when the Kalyug is about to start, and second time when the Kalyug is ending or about to end, just about to end. So 60s, 70s, 80s, in the 80s, after mid 80s, many twin flames came, many, like so many of them, especially after 1983, 84, 85 onwards, there was like all of them, many of them. Then 90s also many of them came. They would be obviously 10 years, 12 years younger to the other volunteers. And even now in 2000, many twin flames took birth, because this is the time, these 50 years, 50, 60, 70 years, and after that you won't see them so much. Because so many people will change because of them. Their job is to change people. Their job is to show other people how to live an authentic life. That's why they are here. So they have to, work with universe, with source. They are the device of source. They are here to volunteer. They are here to do nothing but volunteer. So my dear friends, this vision shows me that this is a man, some masculine, who rejected a twin flame DF, saying that she is not worthy enough to be with him. Whatever he said, may not have said it in words, but his action, the way he left, the way he treated her all throughout the relationship, also constantly running and chasing and coming and going back, because he could never make up his mind. When he would listen to his heart and his soul, then he would only think about her. He would be in love with her. But as soon as he would start talking to the materialistic, the karmics, the family members, the decision makers of his life, then he would not be able to do it. And obviously he's a codependent person, because he needs other people to decide for him. He cannot decide for himself. So, and she obviously is codependent on him for acceptance and approval and validation and this and that. So she is asking for his approval, and he's asking for other people's approval. But then how they treat her is how they will treat him eventually. And he doesn't know that. So he's against somebody who is a very pure soul. He's just listening to other people, In the feminine's life also, the same things will happen. The twin flame feminine, who is the polarized feminine I'm talking about right now. The polarized DF, she will probably treat some family member, say her own father, somebody, who's very important, some sibling, some elder sister, who's probably, also an empathetic person, somebody, some teacher, I don't know who, you guys think about it. And just by listening to other family members or other relatives, she was like, this is not a good person, and she would treat that person badly. And after spiritual awakening, she would realize that actually this person was a better person, better than all of them. This person was the empathetic one. So there's a deep regret, there's a deep pain, there's a deep feeling of, because the time is gone. In some cases, even the person has crossed over, then what do you do? So there is a deep regret in the person's heart that I ill-treated someone, did not give love to someone who surely truly deserved it, just because I believed the others who themselves were not good. So that's my mistake. Now what do I do and how do I work it out? I never share anybody's personal details when I speak about experiences or during readings. But I can share the situation, because these situations were given to me like 12 years back when I was writing my book, In the Name of Love. In the Name of Love is based on the principles of biometric mimicry, which means that if you read the book, you will most probably, if you are a genuine twin flame, you will get elevated, you will get uplifted. So that's why I keep telling people that get your own copy from Kindle. That way you can support my work also, and it will really benefit you. It benefited me. I was the writer, and it benefited me so much that it turned my whole world around. So you guys are getting an access to this wonderful book, which again I am not going to take any credit. On the book it would say author so and so, but author is not the creator. Author is just a channeler. It is actually source, the masters who do these type of things. Who are we to do anything or take any credit? So anyway, even in that book, these type of stories were given to me, where one of the story was about someone who lost the connection through death and life, and then there was a huge amount of regret. So separation was a very different type of separation. So we also go through this, because when we are in wounded stage, or when we are not sure, when we are not clear, then sometimes we misunderstand good people, the right people, and we don't support them, and later on we regret a lot about it, like when we do inner work. But then again, when we take refuge in source will teach us how to not feel bad about it, because that other person is also elevated already in some way or the other. Maybe your prayers, maybe your crying, your constant weeping, your dark night. It will also, your forgiveness. You will ask for forgiveness from that pure soul, that I'm so sorry I did not understand you back then. I'm so sorry I made this mistake when you were around. I did not give you the type of love that you really deserved. So this is the same type of pain that he will go through, but he will also go through this pain only when he is treated similarly. Like they will gang up against him. All the karmics will be in one side, like say the mother, the sister, and now his wife. So I'm being shown that this person, he gets married to a karmic, thinking that this karmic would be a really nice girl. She will take care of him, and she will be a very good support system. And most importantly, she's a very spiritual person. She's not materialistic. She's not money minded. He just looked at her like she's some divine goddess, While the divine person who was in his life, the twin flame, polarized feminine, he kicked her out, or he just ran away, or he treated her horribly in many ways. So now when he's getting this bad treatment from the karmic, because the MILs, SIL, karmic, or any other such family member, they all have same energy. They are all very materialistic, while he may not be. So that's why I said in some cases he might not straight away leave the karmic, or he may not never leave the karmic. Maybe that's his destiny, to be in a marriage like that and then do inner work. Or maybe the feminine also gets married to someone else, or she starts dating someone else. So there is no way that he can bring her back. But he can always go and apologize to her, and he can always make the communication better. He can tell her that, you are the only person who understood me so well, so deeply. We had such a beautiful relationship. Now he will say this. Earlier she was telling him that we have a beautiful relationship. We are in love. And this is such a pure feeling, I don't need anything from you. I don't need your money, your body, your looks, or anything. In fact, he may not even have some of those things that I just spoke about. In some cases, people have told me that when I fell in love with my twin flame, he or she was twin flame, as in the mirror. He or she was exactly opposite of what I would have usually gone for, looks wise or behavior wise or anything like that. So I was also talking about someone who contacted me for a reading, for a personal session, and she learned about this whole twin flame thing, this true love thing, when she lost that person. And she was the runner, basically. She was the runner. She did not accept him when he apologized, and he said that we can be together. And then obviously later on he moved on, he found some other girl and he started dating her. And she could never forget about him. She could never move on from him. She always felt very angry, She was very angry for a long time that he's this and he's that. And just one fine day she found out that he's no more. He just crossed over one fine day. And he was very young. Still young and, was living his life. And as soon as, that hit her, the news hit her, all the anger, all the rage, all the, upsetness, everything was gone. And she could see him in that real way that, he was nice. He loved me and I loved him. And he said sorry so many times. And obviously, once you commit, a good person, say you are a twin flame, genuine twin flame, and you are in love with someone, that person rejects you, then you do your inner work. After 4-5 years, you find someone, you have a good connection, or you already knew someone and that person has seen you over the years, and you've seen that this person respects you, and they ask you out, and you say, okay, yes. And then that person who you thought your twin flame was would come back to you. You cannot just leave your life just because somebody is suddenly saying sorry or somebody is suddenly back in your life. But then you also know by that time what true love is. So you're not going to look at them sexually, or you're not going to look at them like, okay, I want to get this person. You will be happy that they have learned their lesson. You will accept their apology, and you will pray for them, and you will maybe even guide them how to have a better life and how to deal with all the narcissistics in his life, and how to deal with the karmic marriage. If he wants to get out of the karmic marriage, then the feminine has to tell him that I hope this is not with the intention that I will leave my marriage, because my marriage is not a karmic marriage, because I am not in karmic energy. So how can my marriage be karmic marriage? Or it could be very much possible that she has learnt how to work around in a karmic marriage, and she feels that she wants to keep these people but at a one arm distance. There could be children involved, or just as I said, she may not be in the mood to commit to anyone. It can be anything, guys. This is not a forced thing that you have to do what the whole world is doing, because twin flames are not here to copy the world. They are not here to be the clones of other people. They are here to tell people or show people how to live an actual, real, authentic life, and then the people can decide if they want to live like a clone or they want to live an authentic life as well. So after 2020, suddenly you see people don't want to get married. There's suddenly a huge drop in marriage ratio. Like earlier, so many marriages were happening. Why? Because people learned to live by themselves in the lockdown phase. And if they were struggling in a relationship, they were struggling with long distance, or they were struggling with even runner-chaser dynamic, they figured it out that it's okay. The world is anyway can come to an end anytime. So I just want to live my life more authentically. So here we are seeing, or we are getting this download that this man is being treated horribly by the wife or the girlfriend or whosoever it is, the one he did commitment to, because she has joined hands with the MIL and SIL, sister-in-law, something which the feminine, the polarized twin flame divine feminine never did. As long as he was with her, she always took his side, and she always went against everyone to make him feel better, to make him feel supported. And he misses that terribly. He feels like, what a douchebag I have gotten married to, or what a douchebag I am with right now. I was the one who married her, or I was the one who committed to her, and I told her everything about my pain, about my life, even my relationship that went bad right before this one. Because he's obviously told, he cannot hide things about the feminine. Let me tell you, if he is a true lover, if he is the one, who saw the beauty in her soul, then he can never hide about her, whatever he felt. So that's why the MIL and SIL were also extremely jealous of her, because they were so materialistic and so greedy and so selfish that they could not like her goodness. They got triggered by her goodness and her beauty. So when people are very ugly and they put on a mask, they cannot tolerate a person who has no mask and still they are beautiful and they shine. So they had a problem with that shining, and they also wanted to take some of it for their own good. So they observed her, they kept her around, and they treated her badly. But she was a strong person and she could fight them off. And she told him also that, we can do it together. Now, those of you people who are thinking when you're listening to this channeling and you are feeling that, I am a male, but I have also gone through the similar things that is being talked about, the polarized divine feminine, then I would say that you can consider yourself to be in that energy, because usually the feminine energy is the one who awakens first. So it doesn't matter what gender you have. I keep telling this to people, runners and chasers, it's not necessary that the chaser has to be a woman, the runner has to be a man, okay? So anyway, coming back to this vision, he is sitting in one corner in his room on a chair, and he's feeling very sad because he feels like everyone has ganged up against him, and his whole day from morning to evening, goes in being mocked at. He feels that even when they are silent, even when they are not talking to him or talking about him, but they look at him or they stare at him like he's a loser. And now they all feel, the karmic, the MIL and the SIL, they feel that finally he is going to be in our control and we will convert him into a slave. Okay? Because slavery is the only form of love they understand, by the way. You know, like some people, they look at an animal and or a bird and they find it so beautiful that instantly they want to cage it, or instantly, you know, I have seen some people, they get beautiful pet dogs, some very fancy breeds. They spend a lot of money on getting one small puppy also, you know, many dollars or many rupees. And they play with the puppy for few days, sometime. And then after that, they just tie it up in the sun, in hot weather, in cold weather, in rainy weather. The animal, the pet is outside, you know, and it's hairy. It obviously, most such animals who are, you know, bred and all that, they are usually hairy and they have a lot of heat in them, be it small size or big size. So the animals are treated very badly, you know. They are not like kept in nice conditions or given proper love or something, because they just treated them like a showpiece, you know. So it's a showpiece they got. So the karmic treats the this mirror of the twin flame, genuine twin flame, as a showpiece. Like, okay, I got married to him, I got him, I have him, you know. So this is the way these karmics and materialistic people, they think that love is about possession and love is about caging a person, love is about jailing a person. So as long as you're in my jail, you're okay, you know, I will treat you whatever way I want to treat you. Some days they'll treat them nicely, some days, you know, when they're in a good mood, when they're in a bad mood, they will throw off all the bad energies on them. So the masculine cannot take it anymore. He is so upset, and they know that he still thinks about the feminine. Because see, the karmic, she cannot seduce him to that level. She got him, you know, she's also smart, and you can see that she knows the tricks very well. That's why she has joined hand with the other third party or all the other feminine energies, you know, the toxic feminine energies, because she knows how to get a man, you know, to believe her, to like her. You know, she has those qualities, but it's not long lasting. And while on the other hand, the feminine, she does not know these tricks. She could not do those things. She could not like mesmerize him, or, you know, falsely mesmerize him, or act like a charmer and just get him wrapped around his finger, her tiny finger, the little finger, the pinky finger as we say. She didn't want to do those things. She just wanted him to believe in their love. She just wanted him to accept their love, the way it was, pure and divine and adorable. And she told him that it's okay. He is like, the masculine energy is usually very scared of getting hurt. So they are very much addicted, and these addictions are given to them by their parents, by mother, father, sister, brother, by the family members, so that they can keep them in that cage, you know, in that cage of their own authority, under their own authority, which he cannot do anymore. He is sick and tired of it, and he constantly misses the feminine, and he thinks about all the good things she did for him, the way she used to fight for him, the way she would stand up for him, the way, you know, she would tell other people to stay away from him, or when he would be alone, she would hug him, she would hold him, and she would tell him, I'm with you, I believe you. But the problem was that he did not believe in himself as much, in love and in her words. He had to go through this pain. There was no other way out for him. So now he is in constant regret. He cries a lot when he's alone. And he remembers that during the runner-chaser dynamic also, when he used to run away before, he used to cry a lot at that time also. And every time he would cry, he would miss her more, and he would get the energy to talk to her. So this is what he is going through. He's been going through these, moments. He's all by himself. And he's still pretending to be with the karmic, because she's like a Hitler on his head. Are you thinking about her? Oh, you must be thinking about your ex-girlfriend. Like, he cannot even dream about the feminine. He cannot even think about the feminine. He has no freedom right now. In any marriage, commitment is something, you can't be so difficult with people. You can't think about someone. You can't talk with someone. You can't do this. You can't do that. So he's now thinking about again the feminine because she gave him so much freedom. She would tell him, yeah, you want to date someone else, go and date someone else. Or every time he would run away and he would have a fling and he would come back to her, she would still accept him. Maybe she also had one fling, God knows, but she would still accept him. At least she was not the runner. At least she was not the one who said, okay, goodbye, I don't want to see your face. Or she just not stopped, like ghosting, just taking his calls or messages. She did not do that. After he ran away and after some time went by and she started dating someone and his, dating spree was over, many times I have been told this. One more thing I have been told by people in runner-chaser dynamic that, my masculine left me or my runner left me and I had a hard time, difficult time, but somehow I managed. After 2-3 months, I started living a normal life. And, a very nice guy asked me out, or a nice girl, depending on what gender you have, asked me out and we started dating. And I knew that if I would be with this person, it would go somewhere, the relationship would go somewhere and they were nice and caring. But I could never 100% fully commit because I was still in love with my runner. So it was very hard and they could also feel it. And just when the runner came in, I dropped everybody or they also ran away from me. Like they also left me alone. They did not bother me. So the runner, every time the runner came back, the feminine would drop other people. Feminine or masculine, doesn't matter. I'm talking about runner and chaser right now, depending on whatever gender they have. So dropping away people, So even they have to learn the lesson. So sometimes when the long separation happens, and deep inner work is done. That's why I said in the very beginning, sometimes it happens that the feminine has also moved on and gotten into some other relationship which is better than what she was witnessing. So my friends, this is the result of deep inner work, that many truths are revealed in the twin flame journey. My suggestion to all of you is that don't be in a hurry. You are very lucky that you are in the twin flame ascension journey. Many people would want to be in your place because what you are getting is the real deal. You are getting to connect with source, and how many people get that? You have to live for so many lives and people are stuck on this planet, for so many lives, and then they finally realize the truth. So you are already there, you are standing at the door. If you are confused, then my suggestion to you is surrender, become a refugee, and work on yourself. If you don't have a job, get a job. If you don't have a business, start a new business. Don't worry about how it will happen. And most importantly, get into mission work. You have a lot. Some of you have a lot. God has blessed you with everything. You have food, shelter, clothes, money, everything. Either you are not making yourself a priority, you are not working on yourself. If you want other people to make you their priority, if you want another man or another woman to treat you like their priority, then you need to also make yourself your biggest priority. And when I say yourself, I don't mean your ego. I don't mean just your identity. I mean you. The one inside you, the energy in you, the soul inside you should be your priority. How to get back to home. How to remain in the source energies. How to every day do inner work. Ascension should be your lifestyle, my dear friends. Ascension is a lifestyle. So on that note, I will close this session. Thank you so much once again. I will see you soon in another one. One love and peace out and Jai Shri Ram.